see, today is Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. At 7:35 in the p.m. And hopefully you can hear with this window down. But listen to more and more shit about corporations, man. I've been listening to this documentary called it's called The Corporation. And there's a sequel to it I found as well. I have not listened to yet, but my God, man, just reminded me about how, I don't think I've talked about it before, but how American corporations, when Hitler took power in Germany, how all these American corporations were doing all kind of shit to be able to keep selling over there in their markets too. Son of a bitch, it's the fucking second time I have spilled coffee on my brand new jacket. Fuck.
Oh, I got my shirt set.
Anyways, had the damn lid open today, not realizing I had tucked my arm. I'm doing something, I lean over and just fucking pouring coffee down my arm on my fucking brand new Carhartt. And I do not want to wash this motherfucker, because then it gets weird feeling, so I'm gonna have to take like hand wash and shit. The spot's where I got it. But they were just talking about GM helping or being able to like basically come up with a, I don't know if you call it a shell corporation or just them under a different name possibly over in Nazi Germany. How big time business leaders were making deals with Himmler too, especially towards the end when they thought Hitler was just gonna continue losing his mind, and all these business leaders assumed that Himmler was gonna be the next one in charge. So behind the scenes, they're cutting deals with him. Now, these are not just American corporations. I'm sure there's plenty of others, but America had a lot of big corporations at the time. And how Coke wanted to keep selling over there, and I think Fanta was what they created, so that way they can still keep selling over there too. And just under a different name. And if you notice, a lot of companies have multiple companies. Now, that's through acquisitions, consolidating businesses, buying up shit, but it's also could be from things like that, because you look at I noticed in the gas station, the bags of potato chips, there's several different kinds, Doritos, possibly Lay's and other shit. There's multiple different ones that have are advertising the show Stranger Things, and I noticed that multiple different companies have that on there. I'm like, well, obviously they all got to be owned by the same fucking company. Sure enough, all owned by the same one. And but it makes you wonder though, because I'd heard about the Fanta thing before and had forgotten, and they just refreshed me on that. But so with Himmler making all these fucking deals, he obviously couldn't do it where Hitler was gonna know, because he would have been shot, or maybe worse. Wouldn't that have been ironic though if Hitler found out that Himmler was making deals behind his back, and Himmler got to die in one of his own concentration camps? At least that would have been some kind of justice. But anyhow, actually, I mean, it really doesn't even come close to justice. But it would have been ironic to say the least. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's like oil, and you hear about this other thing I was watching, which is what I've long suspected. I've been actually hearing a lot of things lately that have been saying a lot of the same things that I've been saying for a long time, and it just blows my mind, because I'm like, wow, other people are finally catching on to it. And a lot of things I have suspected, I mean, I can't say everything I hear in the documentary is going to be true, obviously, but a lot of things that are confirming my suspicions about corporations and the shady shit that they do all over the fucking world. I'm hearing them talking about, I didn't catch the whole story, but I want to say it's in Bolivia or maybe Libya, one of the two. Obviously two different parts of the world, but I'm just saying, I couldn't remember. I know they were talking about Bolivia at first, I don't know, then I heard Libya, so but fucking buying fucking water, dude. And not only the water, like the waterways and the fresh water, but including they had the rights to the fucking rainwater, man. How the fuck can you buy the rights to the fucking rainwater? It's bad enough they come, the towns are like, oh, you can't collect rainwater. Why the fuck can't you collect rainwater? because they're pissy on the few bucks they might miss out on because you're using rainwater to water your fucking plants and shit. That's insane that's even a fucking law. And then I see people, I literally have had people come up to me whose house I go to, or they'll see me across the street. You know, they'll live across the street from the house that I'm at. And they'll come up to me and be like, hey, and they'll start laying out all their complaints about a particular neighbor. Sometimes the house I just came from. And I'm like, okay. And then they'll complain to me that somebody's catching rainwater. I'm like, are you fucking serious? You got nothing better to do than to complain about one of your neighbors collecting fucking rainwater to save a couple fucking dollars, literally, a few bucks? And maybe you just either aren't smart enough or are too lazy to fucking do it yourself, so you want to just bitch about it. And I've called the town several times. Like, that's one of those people that during Nazi Germany, they would have been right the fuck on board with everything, including the concentration camps. That's those kind of people that were just fucking hook, line, and sinker. Whatever they're told to do, they're gonna go right along with it. That's the kind of people that be ratting out their fucking friends and family. It's fucking disgusting, man. And I don't know. It's fucking exhausting, man. It's just thinking about all this shit all the time. It's always on my mind. Always thinking about it. And how, you know, these industrial barons back in the day would fucking fund both sides or supply both sides in wars. You know, in American wars, World War I, World War II, and just finding loopholes and ways to get around doing it, but trying to like hide it so that people, you know, don't think less of their corporation because, you know, they're helping to keep fucking World War I and II going way longer than they should have been because they keep, you know, supplying them with oil and gunpowder and whatever the fuck else they might need. It's fucking insane, man. And then this shit has to be documented. Some of this stuff has to be documented. I'm sure some of these things are true. And in fact, I would be surprised if all of them weren't true. But how is nothing done about that? Maybe they pay a couple $1 million fine when they got hundreds of billions of fucking dollars. The owner does, and so does the corporation, you know. Between the two, they're a fucking trillionaire. How do corporations not get fined for that shit? It's like, dude, if you have to change the name of your company and open it as something else in another country because there's a world fucking war going on, but you still want to make sure you get that Nazi money too, on top of all the rest of the money in the fucking world they're selling to. And you change your name to hide it because you know public opinion will be against it, then it's probably the wrong fucking thing to do. Maybe you shouldn't fucking do that and just lose out on a little bit of fucking money, huh? And back then, it wouldn't even been a little bit of money, but so the fuck what, man? Like, my God, dude. Profit above everything and anything, including morals and values, obviously, which is fucking given, but including putting profit over the machine that makes the fucking profit to begin with. Even if they run it into the fucking ground, it doesn't matter. As long as that bottom line keeps going up until they shut it down, that's all that matters. They'll shut it down, open up another one, new name, do a little thing, some sales for a little while, cheaper price for a little bit, get people coming in, then fuck you on the raising the prices, and, you know, do the same shit. Run it into the ground, fucking shut it down, open a new one. I've seen chains come and go in my life. I've been around long enough now that Kmart was fucking huge when I was a kid. There wasn't a Walmart up here. Now, my family's from, my mom's side's from Arkansas, my dad's side's from Alabama. And as a kid, I remember going down to Alabama, and there was a Walmart there, but we didn't have any around the Chicagoland area yet. And none in Northwest Indiana, or I don't even know if they were in Indiana at all. And they were, you know, starting to branch out, but they weren't up here yet. It was still a little ways away. And Kmart was the big fucking to-do. That was the big corporation. Kmart is all pretty much shut down. I don't know if there's any Kmart still operating. There might be one or two, a handful maybe, I don't know. But probably not. I mean, shit, they just shut down, and what pops up? What's come to this area in my lifetime? Like, we had Kmart. There was a store called Venture, but I don't know how corporate it was. I'm sure it was corporate light, but I don't know if it was, you know, corporate owned and all that back in the 80s. But you know, Kmart's a good example. They came and went. Walmart moved in. And of course they overlap, but you know, you got Target came to this area, Meijer came to this area, Kohl's came to this area, and that's rich bastards just fucking expanding their territory. That's why you go to any fucking town now and you find all the same businesses, all the same restaurants, all the same stores, all the same grocery stores. And even if there's like some that are, say, regional, like Publix is one that's big in like around Indianapolis and probably a lot of other parts of Indiana, but there's none that I know of up here in Northwest Indiana. But it doesn't have to be everywhere. They can buy and make ones that fill in certain areas, but they've got the whole fucking map covered with multiple corporations at all times. And that's why they've turned every town into a cookie cutter fucking town, because everything has the same fucking thing. Now, on one hand, it is kind of nice to know that you can go somewhere and there's gonna be stuff you're gonna like, but it's just like, man, it loses so much appeal, man. The mom and pop shops, like, do they really have to put them out of fucking business? So many of them just keep fucking them until they're out of business, and then how many went under because of COVID? And it's like, dude, what in the fuck, man? Sorry, somebody here is trying to let him go, but he let me go. Yeah, I don't know how many mom and pop shops went under due to COVID, of all different kinds of places, not just restaurants, but there's all kind of other places. I remember when I was a kid, the mom and pop shops, they were everywhere. The town that I grew up in, the little downtown area, it was widely used. I remember going and shopping there as a kid. There were stores, there were places to go, there's all kind of shit to do. But the big box corporations didn't fit in that area, so they bought up a whole bunch of farms in the south end of that town and just started popping shit up everywhere. Walmart was like further south, and then that was on 30 and 41. I want to say the one in Maryville popped up first. That was the first one up in this area, I believe. And then Cherryville one came, and then in Highland they had that whole new shopping complex that basically just detoured everybody away from downtown Highland, unless you happen to be going that way for something, whatever else. That was in the middle of the town. This shit's on the south end of town, right by a whole big shopping area that's in Cherryville, right on the other side of Main Street, right there. They just butt up against each other. And you had Best Buy come in, Kohl's, Target, Borders when it was still around, which there's another one that went under. And what's some of the other ones, man? There was not Dick's Sporting. It was MC Sports is what it was called at first. Then Dick's Sporting Goods came in. Jesus, cars, you fucking spotlights on this shit. Dick's Sporting Goods came in, bought up a big section in Highland in that shopping area. It was the old the fuck was that original Best Buy? I think so. Or it became Best Buy at some point. Anyways, they bought this big section up. They were there for, I don't know, like 7 years or so. And they didn't have to pay taxes because they were a new business in the town. New corporation in the town. Oh, ain't got to pay taxes. Fucking shocker. The corporations don't have to pay, but you and I have to fucking pay all the time. Can't miss shit. You got to pay on the money you make, pay on the money you fucking spend, pay on the money you're trying to put away to save. God forbid you got to take out retirement money early, and then they really just break it off in your ass. And corporations, no, they bring business to our town. Is the town board getting a fucking cut of the money? Because if not, then what the fuck does it matter? They just want to bring people to their town, but what the fuck do people being in your town matter if all the money's going back to corporations anyways, and none of it's coming to you? Not a fucking penny of it. So after 7 years, what do they do? Well, that shopping complex on would be the northeast corner of Main Street and 41 there. On the southeast corner, where there used to be a mechanic shop way back in the day, and something else, and an empty lot, a semi-trailer lot, and then a big gym that's been there for years. And for a long, long time. And then they put a miniature golf course up. That was there for years by Starbucks. They put in, of course. And that golf course had been there. It was a big ass mini golf course, driving range, go-karts, everything. It was a fun place to go, man. Mini golf. And after probably 20 years, they tore that down, built a new shopping complex over there right about the time Dix was hitting 7 years in Highland, and they said, jump across the border, just jump right across the street. Shut their one down in Highland, moved over to Cherville, and got another 7 years tax-free. I'm like, see, Highland, that's why you don't let these motherfuckers have these businesses tax-free, because as soon as the time's up, they're going to fucking stick it in your ass too, buddy. They don't care any more about you than they do the fucking people they're screwing. It's crazy, man. All the shit they buy up and trying to, like, commodify everything, man. To the point to where they were talking about, like, breaking down DNA. Like, apparently somebody took some kind of a some little fucking microscopic something or other and used it for a cleaner, and they wanted to patent it, and they couldn't do it because you can't patent living things, or you couldn't. And then the patent office said no, and then some part of the fucking government, I don't know if it's the Supreme Court or what, overruled the patent agencies, or the patent, whoever does the patents, overruled them and said it's okay. And now people are like, getting human DNA and genomes mapped out, and like, I guess there's ways that they can fucking commodify and patent genes and shit like that, dude. How the fuck do you patent genes? You can patent some fucking denim blue jeans, but human fucking genes, you're gonna patent it? So what does that mean? If I got some of these genes and I gotta fucking one day pay money because it was in me to begin with, it's fucking crazy. And I wouldn't put it past these fucking corporations, man. That way, when they get places opened up where you can, genetically modify your child before they're born, or, maybe have a in vitro and have the baby with the features that you want. Like, that's some fucked up shit too, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm not even sorry at all about it, actually. I don't know why I said that, but if I'm gonna have a kid, which I have no intentions of ever having, but if I ever do, I'd rather just leave that up to God, not some fucking dude in a lab coat. I don't trust dudes in lab coats. I don't trust corporations, because these fucking places are gonna be corporations. Next thing you know, your kid will be born with like 2 noses and 5 fucking ears sticking out everywhere. And alright, this car is going too slow. Someone's gonna get jumping right on our ass. And I mean, what's next? What else? Buying up fucking water. Jeez, dude. Buying up water in places and selling it back. And wherever that country was, they were saying that on that documentary, The Corporation, that like they fucking people who were making $2 a day, they fucking just bought up the water supply and started selling it back to them for, they said, a quarter of their money, which is 50 cents a fucking day out of your $2 a fucking day. Jesus, dude. They go to places that are so impoverished, which is because, they never bothered to fucking help people there to begin with. It's not like they went places and helped them and then fucked them over. They just ignore places, and then one day, like, hey, you know what? Say Nike wants to come in here and they want to bring a factory, and people are so desperate that they're happy to have it. Now, mind you, this was on, I think this was on here too, actually. Maybe not. I think it was on that same one. But they're saying how, I don't know if he's one of these corporate fucking scum or what, who was saying it, or if this is how, he was just saying that that's how the corporations feel. But once the people are no longer desperate, now, desperate, we're talking sheer survival desperation to now just barely eking fucking by. Basically making enough money to just have enough food and just enough stuff to continue living and continue working for nothing, damn near. And they said the either this person said it, if he's one of them, or they said, the corporation look at it like, oh, well, his words were, well, they're not desperate anymore, and everyone's plump, healthy, and wealthy off of 10 cents a fucking day, $1 a day. First off, they ain't plump at all. Second of all, they're very unlikely that they're healthy at all, and they're certainly not fucking wealthy. That might be the biggest fucking crack of shit. And they'll move on. They'll shut that one down and go fucking find a country that's so desperate that it's, that they appear to be a godsend to them at the time, because they just need something to fucking survive. But then when they're fucking nothing that they get is no longer enough for them to be fucking, kissing their ass and happy about it, then it's like, fuck you guys then. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck is wrong with it? I didn't mean that in a bad way, saying kissing their ass. I mean, basically fucking probably have to, man. But, oh my god, dude, it's just to save paying a little bit of fucking money to somebody. They're saying that, like, there's some t-shirt, like a random t-shirt, sells for about $14, and the person got like 10 cents a fucking shirt who makes them, and or that's how much they're making, for working for some fucking sweatshop doing this shit. Some other brand, I don't know the fucking brand because some fucking fancy shit brand and I don't get into that stuff, but some designer brand selling a jacket for $170, and the person that fucking made it, it's like 70 cents or so a jacket is all they get. Like, what the fuck is it with these corporations, man? They can hand out money and still be doing fucking far better than just fine. And it's just the insane fucking greed, man. Corporations itself wouldn't even be all that bad if everybody owned one. And we had real, actual competition instead of a small group owning everything, and there's no competition at all. And they just basically see who can charge. The competition is see who can charge the most for the shittiest product. And it's like, dude, I said, imagine this, dude. $40 billion to the fucking dipshit running Argentina that I'm sure they probably got in office. Actually, I think they said something along the lines of Trump wanted to back the other guy, but knew he wasn't going to win, so he was just back the guy he figured was going to win so he can have somebody in office. Now, backed him before he got in. Then, when he's in, they sent him $40 billion, man. You mean to tell me you can't take well less than... Come on. Not sitting here for the fun of it. Well less than half of $1 billion and just give everyone in America $1 million tax-free. You really can't afford that. The government could afford it. The corporations could afford it. They wouldn't even notice the shit. If you could send $40 billion to some fucking dipshit, and you know he's gonna keep the vast majority of it for fucking self anyways, that's what they do. We're gonna send $40 billion in aid. How much you want to bet not a fucking person in Argentina is gonna see $1 of that fucking money? I guarantee it. Just like in the Ukraine, you think the people in the Ukraine are getting it? You think they're paying the soldiers, more money for fighting this fucking war because we sent hundreds of billions of dollars over there? No, it's so fucking the leaders at the top who are all orchestrating this shit can fucking just keep it all for themselves. And you can't just take less than half of it. I mean, even if you took every single human being, just say everyone that has a fucking social security number, give everybody $1 million. Even kids. Just, hold it in trust to where they can't touch it. The parents can't steal it from them, and when they turn like 25 and have at least a little bit of life experience, then they can get it so they don't do something too crazy with it. But, yeah, and don't steal it in the meantime, by the way, the government and the corporations. But you're looking at like $340 billion. That's it. I mean, sorry, $330 to $340 million. Just measly millions. You still need another 170 million just to reach half of a fucking billion. That 330 million is closer to a quarter of $1 billion than it is to half $1 billion. So, what the fuck's the problem? I don't see why they can't do that. Trump's talking about $5,000, dude. Fuck you and your $5,000, man. I'll still take this shit, but don't expect me to fucking like you. But, and it's, gonna be taxed, of course, so you get less than that for sure. You get it's supplementary income. So we're gonna take 50 fucking % of it right back. Bullshit. You mean to tell me that now all these fucking billionaires and trillionaires put together, and when you say billionaires, you don't think about the fact that these billionaires have hundreds of billions of dollars. Not like billionaires they got 3 or 4 billions. No, hundreds. And I was watching that other thing talking about the Rockefeller and DuPont and shit funding and supplying both, and JP Morgan funding and supplying both sides of fucking wars, probably every war. They're saying though that they're like, I'm gonna say that they said that between DuPont's and Kennedy's, one of them they said was like, or not Kennedy's, DuPont's and Rockefeller's, they said one was worth like 11 billion, the other was worth like 30 billion now. Their fortunes, like not like adjusted, their fortunes adjusted for inflation. No, they're saying that's what their empire's worth right now. You are sadly misinformed, because these generational wealth families, dude, first off, they don't tell you about the vast majority of the fucking money they have anyways. That's why they have offshore accounts, overseas accounts. That isn't just by chance that these popped up and we just gonna happen to use them. No. That's set up so they can hide their fucking money and not pay any motherfucking taxes on it. Period. Hell, if just the fucking billionaires in America paid their fucking share of taxes, like the 30 fucking something percent, like they basically take between everything. I get a third of my check gone every fucking payday. Every payday, they take a fucking third between insurance and fucking that I never use, and fucking what's it called, taxes, and every fucking thing else they could fucking nickel and dime me to death for. A third of my fucking check, man. I lost my point to that. I lost my fucking point to that. But still some bullshit though, ain't it? But oh yeah, that's the same. These rich motherfuckers, they start paying out a third of what they fucking make. Well, none of us will have to pay taxes ever again, dude. And them, they wouldn't notice it. They might at first, just because they get butthurt about having to lose any fucking pennies whatsoever. But in the long run, they wouldn't even fucking, they'd forget all about it and wouldn't even fucking notice it, dude. I mean, they probably wouldn't forget about it. They'd be stewing on it for fucking ever, but still, it's like, if I gotta pay 30% of my fucking money I make, why the fuck aren't you paying 30%? What is it that makes you so much better? What, because you made corporations that fucking leech off the earth, leech off of fucking people in third world nations that fucking can't do a whole lot about it. Steal resources, you fucking pollute the earth, you pollute rivers, you pollute all kind of shit, you fuck everything up. You fucking keep undercutting the quality and the cost of the product you're selling, while forever raising the fucking cost of us buying it from you, right? Raising the price on selling it. And it lasts less and less amount of time, or your box, like say my box of club crackers. Dude, you could fit almost a whole nother, if you took all that empty space and changed the shape of the box, you could fit a whole fourth sleeve in that motherfucker, dude. That's how much they cut out of that box. It's fucking ridiculous. Off the tops and both sides. And the crackers themselves are getting fucking smaller. Like, dude, why can't they pay their fucking share? Oh, because they got enough money to pay the government. That's like, how much money have they pitched into the fucking government to keep from paying taxes? Had they just paid their fucking taxes, it probably would have been less fucking money. Isn't that some shit? It probably would have been, or probably at least fucking reasonably close. Well, I bet it probably would have been closer than it would have been not closer. It probably would have been pretty fucking close. Like, the billions and billions of fucking dollars yearly that these corporations spend. If they just stopped spending all that fucking money on advertising and just did it like a handful of normal fucking advertisements, not this stupid shit like your life will be perfect. Look, you got a guy sitting here with a pistol in his hand, fucking looking like he's about to blow his brains out, and all of a sudden he found this new medicine and now life's fucking great and everything's colorful now. And he's having a great time with a smile on his face. And he's got the good-looking girl now. That shit works, apparently. It does. Actually, I wonder if it does. Honestly, I really wonder how well that shit even really works. I really wonder. One company, somebody from one company that worked for some advertising companies, or some company as far as their advertising, they said that for like kids' toys or something, that they're advertising. I don't know how the fuck you can even tell this. But by like getting kids, do commercials for kids, getting their parents to bug them into buying something, or taking them somewhere that was like 40% of the business, of at least their business, came from that, so they claim. And they spend like $12 billion a fucking year. Like, what if you just didn't spend that $12 billion? Would you break even? And not annoy the fuck out of everybody with commercials? If it's a product out there, people will see it. We'll find out about it. If it's worth the fuck, they'll find out about it. You know, you see corporations like Ferrari and Lamborghini, they don't fucking advertise, they don't need to. Well, word of mouth is a pretty good fucking advertiser, and people put all kind of shit on YouTube showing things off. So you can find anything. I'm sure there's probably all kind of kid toys on fucking YouTube that kids are sitting there looking at, just people doing review videos and all kind of shit. I'm fucking sure it's on here, dude. I don't know what isn't on YouTube at this point. Which is nice. It's nice to have a fucking app. You don't have to pay. Well, I pay to use it so I don't listen to commercials, but like I don't pay to put fucking videos up. And you just, random people at any time can just record whatever the fuck they want and throw it on there. It's a fucking brilliant design, dude. Brilliant idea. But, you know, the people that created it sold it to Google years ago because they got paid a big fat chunk of money and they didn't have to deal with any of the overhead, nothing anymore. But it's like, damn, why would you sell it out to these motherfuckers, man? I know that money's tempting. I ain't judging you for it, but man, just, is there anybody that won't fucking sell out? Is there anybody out there that just won't fucking sell out who they are or sell their souls for whatever the fuck it is? So many people out there who not only would sell their soul, they would do it happily and readily for not even that much. It's sad, man. Just so that way they can pretend for a little while to a bunch of strangers that you know, they pretend they're somebody. We're all nobodies, man. We're all just a bunch of fucking nobodies. That's it. Now, I was thinking about this too, because like the rich people, it's like, as much as they fucking despise us and think that we're something to have to be endured and dealt with, I am absolutely certain that they need us insanely more than we fucking need them. Because even with all the money they got right now, today, if we just stop working and stop buying, just everybody, just across the fucking board, even just in America, just stop showing up to work and stop buying shit all at once, and everybody, they'd freak out. They'd be giving shit away just trying to get us to come back. And it's like, we have the power to shut the fucking world down. You think they have the power to shut it down? We actually have the power to shut the motherfucking world down completely. Like, nothing gets done. You think they're going to be out there fucking paving roads and fucking, you know, doing any kind of manual labor whatsoever? Absolutely not. But if we all vanished, all that would be left is, and all that was left is like the super billionaires and trillionaires. Dude, in a short amount of time, whoever's got the most resources or most money, if they still give a fuck about money, would have everybody else ruled, and they would all be dead in a short amount of time. I think that if they all had to go to a fucking emergency bunker for a few years, I don't think there'd hardly be anybody left by the time the doors opened up, dude. They would have killed each other over resources, being greedy. That shit ain't gonna go away just because they locked themselves up with just themselves. Now, they'd probably bring in a bunch of like normal folk to basically just enslave to do whatever the fuck they want them to. But, you know, those people revolted, unless, well, you know, Bilderbergs have shit set up, contingencies set up to fucking fight back on that, but without actually fighting themselves. They have their fucking mercenaries in there and shit, Blackwater types enforcing their fucking rules. But anyways, point is, if they all fucking disappeared, now granted, somebody else is gonna just take their place, you know, but if you get rid of all the rich, you know, I mean, might not have corporations that are going to keep pitching a bunch of shit to us and tricking people into buying a bunch of shit we don't fucking need. So that way when you're like 40, 50, 60 years old, you have to have a big yard sale and sell a whole bunch of shit for practically nothing because you bought all this shit on impulse off of fucking because of advertising that you didn't really even want. You buy it, use it, short amount of time, if that, put it down, never touch it again. You know, I'm convinced that's why people have yard sales and like middle-aged and older have yard sales, because eventually they're just like, I have so much shit and I don't even know why I bought half of this. I've seen people go through their shit and be like, what the fuck did I buy this for? Advertising, most likely. Got your ass. That's why I keep that shit out of my head. Although I despise commercials so fucking much. I hate advertising so desperately bad that the more I'm pitched, the more I actually like end up having to hear a commercial for anything, the far less likely I am to fucking buy anything from them. I'm so tired of this shit, dude, that I'm like, all right, you're gonna keep somehow, some way, out of all the advertising dodging that I do on a daily basis, you still manage to get a commercial in and keep pitching this shit. I'll fucking refuse out of spite, to buy anything from you, because I'm tired of it, dude. These insulting ass, stupid fucking commercials that I could see through, like. It's like when I see these commercials, man, it's just like I'm seeing it with the veil lifted at all times. And I'm looking at the social programming and I'm looking at the bullshit and looking at how, their life is so much better. Like the Inogen Air thing with where instead of having to carry an air tank as an elderly person or somebody that has trouble breathing and needs oxygen, you have something that makes its own air. That's a great idea. You don't have to make some stupid ass, lame, fucking insulting commercial to sell the shit. It sells its fucking self, dude. You don't have to keep carrying tanks around. They're gonna run out. You have something that makes the shit for you. You know? But the ones walk around with the tank and she's like almost falls because of the thing, and everything's all fucking gray looking and just shitty looking, and she looks like she's about ready to hang herself, and all of a sudden she finds the engineer or fucking whatever the fuck it is, and bright colors. She's walking around in a fucking place selling flowers and shit, so tons of bright fucking contrasting and colors and shit, and it's like, how the fuck does that work on people? I don't get it. I don't know. I really try to think outside of like a rare occasion that I go to a fast food place. Speedway, I go to Speedway all the time to get my coffee because it's the cheapest coffee I can find. But trying to think, like, other than a rare occasion, usually if I'm going to get a meal, most times I'm going to go like a Euro Shop or something because that's more mom and pop style and they got better food anyways. But trying to think of what actually gets pitched to me that I buy. Other than Benchmade. But I didn't start buying Benchmades because of advertisements. I started buying Benchmades because I started collecting knives because I couldn't afford guns. And then I started looking at different brands. And at first I was like, nah, it's fucking expensive, man. And then I started buying the fake ones, fell in love. So the only reason I get Benchmade advertisements is because I actually requested them from them because that's something I actually want. Like, I'm sure, tell me when you got new shit coming out. I'm good with that. I got like texts, emails. They even sent me something in the fucking mail. I was like, no shit. But that's something I requested, on my own. But my guns, when I bought guns, I bought, Smith & Wesson and Colt, but I don't ever see them. I never see them advertised on television anyways. And even if they did, I'm not buying the new guns that they sell. I'm buying old shit from somebody else that's already owned it. I don't know. I'm really trying to rack my brain. I mean, I have to occasionally go to a grocery store. Like I said, other than maybe groceries. But even still, we got Burkott's now. It was Waltz. Waltz was more local with like a handful around here. And they weren't as corporate-like. But I don't know about Burkott's. It's from somewhere else. Moving into the area, buying up the fucking old Waltz buildings that are shutting down everywhere. And other than that, I don't know. I really don't know. Even my car. I went with a guy who's been a mechanic for many years, and he found the car, and he was pushing Honda CRVs very much so because he's dealt with them a lot and said they're fucking great cars. And so he got me that, and I got it used, so I didn't even buy that from a dealership. So I'm trying to think. I did buy a Carhartt jacket from fucking Ace. Wasn't advertised to me, but I just happened to see it when I'm looking for something else, and I fucking really liked it. It's not often I like many other Carhartt jackets. They're nice, but there's just not any that look like that suit me, This is one. I like it a lot. But, I don't know. Outside of that, I really don't know. What's up, dog? What's up, big dog? All right, what's up? I guess she's ready to get out. And I got like 3 minutes left of space anyway, so. Yeah, man. I don't know. Turn off the news, turn off the advertising, turn off social media. And start learning, man. Learning. Just spend some time. For anybody that doesn't spend a lot of time just trying to learn new shit. If there's anybody that sees this that doesn't, do it. Just dedicate a little bit of your time to learning things about these corporations, man. And again, I challenge anybody to please fucking prove me wrong on any of this stuff about these corporations, these rich motherfuckers. Because I would love for somebody to be able to prove me wrong, because it might give me just a little tiny bit of hope for a change. Because I know this shit ain't wrong, man. I know what the fuck. It's like I don't have proof. I don't have proof to show people, but I'm telling you, go out there and look and see. Please, if you can find something to prove me wrong, please tell me, because it would actually make me feel a little tiny bit better to know that I was wrong about some of this corrupt shit going on. So, anyways, as always, peace out, y'all. Many blessings. Have a great week. It's Tuesday, and be driving home again here in the next 3 days. So maybe we'll make another one. Later, y'all.